Hi everyone, my name is Ian Stewart, and for my self-audit, I am doing it over at Kansas Wesleyan University. In the LTC 506 book that we got online, it states that a lack of adequate sports participation opportunities is perhaps the most common Title IX compliance problem and the most highly filed Title IX issue. And to figure out if a university is in compliance with Title IX, there's a three-pronged test. It provides three alternative means of compliance with the participation opportunities requirement. Now, out of the three, only one needs to comply. So you can go through two of them, and the third one go all through three of them, and two of them doesn't meet the requirements, but one of them does. That means that the university is in compliance with Title IX. The three tests are substantially proportional, history and continuing practice of expanding, fully and effectively accommodating. Excuse me. Now I chose prong number one, substantially proportional, because I'm kind of interested in like the numbers and the facts and how the numbers determine everything in a Title IX compliance. Now the enrollment, the female and male athletic participation must be substantially proportional to the ratios of the gender's enrollment. So the athletic participation must be somewhat proportional of the male and female enrollment. Now I did full-time undergraduate enrollment, and that came out about 748 students in the undergraduate program. Now, as you can see my numbers, that 382 of those are male enrollment, and 366 is female enrollment. So it comes out there's about 51% males and 49% females in the athletics. Now there is an assessment of substantially proportional equations that we use to determine if the proportionality is right to the enrollment. The first one is to compute the female enrollment percentage. The second one is to compute unduplicated female participation rate. The third one is compute duplicated female participation rate. And then you gotta do the variance between the unduplicated and the duplicated variance. Now, before I get into the numbers and everything, I want to give you a brief explanation on what duplicated and unduplicated are. Unduplicated is that each participant in the athletics is only counted as one time in the athletics, where duplicated is if a person plays on one or more sports teams, then they will be counted twice. So you could have a girl or a male play tennis and also be on the swim team, or one girl runs indoor track and outdoor track. Those are considered two different sports. Okay. And in smaller schools like this, which 748 is almost the entire enrollment, you will see a lot of student athletes, females and males, participate in more than one sport. For example, I was one of them that did that. I played basketball and golf, but I'll explain a little more of that at the end. Now, the first one is the female enrollment percentage. Now, how we compute that is the number of girls enrolled at school divided by the number total students enrolled at the school. So we have 366 girls that are enrolled at the school. Divide it by 748, which is the total of the total undergraduate students enrolled, and that comes out 49%. Now, to compute the unduplicated female participation rate, you're going to take the number of girls participating in one or more sports, divide it by the total number of students participation in one or more sports. So this was a little more difficult for me to research, but after I did a little more research and some more figurations of myself, I found that about 86 female students play one or more sports, and about 203 total female and male play double sports. So after I divided 86 by 203, it came out 42%. Now, the duplicated female participation rate is you're going to take the total number of participations by girls in all sports, divided by the number total participations of boys and girls in all sports. So, of the total number of girls in all sports, it was 258 females. And then 427 total of girls and boys in all sports. Excuse me. So that equals 37%. Now, to figure the unduplicated variance of these, you're going to take the computation of step 1 and you're going to subtract it by step 2. So 49% that we got in step 1 minus 42% we got in step 2 is going to equal 7%. Okay. Now the duplicated variance. Step number 1 minus step number 3 in what we computed earlier. So 49% minus 37%, and we got a 12% variance. Now, Kansas Wesleyan did not pass prong test number 1 because our unduplicated variance was 7% and our duplicated variance was 12%. Now, the court does not like the number to exceed 4 to 5%. If you have more than a 4 to 5% variance, then the university or school is not in compliance with Title IX for that prong test. Now, even though Kansas Wesleyan wasn't in compliance with this one, I think that they do in the history and expanding in the second prong. I do believe that they would pass that one because at this level, I know when I was in school in my undergrad a year or two ago to even now, and talking with some other coaches and athletic administrators at the university, that a lot of schools at this level are trying to expand in their athletics to attract more students and whatnot. So I think that littler schools like this at the NAIA level don't really have a hard time in not making it to Title IX compliance because I feel like they're easily able to do that because it's such a small school and everybody is participating in some other sport or in a non-athletic sport. So I do believe that they do pass one of the prongs, and I hope that with this information that it gives you a better understanding of how universities go into trying to comply with Title IX, and I hope that it helps us as athletic administrators on down the road and what we need to do, what actions we need to take, and what other things that we could help use. Like something that I read that I didn't put in here was that to make a self audit, you might want to get a gender related committee together to help get these numbers and get information gathered up, because it would make it easier and a better accurate self audit for your athletic program or whatever it may be. So thank you again for watching. Thank you.